I'm literally the neighbors next door at the house of the address that I just gave you, the 273. There is literally a whole domestic dispute going on. There's like 7 guys that live in this house. And
what's your name?
I'm sorry, what is my name?
Okay. Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay, so I'm the neighborhood watch, and basically, like I said, these guys they're like selling drugs in and out of the house. All you see is guys coming in and out of the house with guns and stuff. They hold the guns in the air, and then it's like, I'm not sure if they're pimping, but it's the situation that's going on right now. This girl doesn't have on any clothes. They threw her outside. He was fighting the girl. He literally fought the girl. I'm not sure what they was fighting over. If they was fighting over drugs, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like they were fighting over drugs. And then they started shooting. She had someone come over there and they started shooting. But the house needs to be investigated. They're definitely doing illegal stuff over there, and it's disturbing the area.
Shots were fired?
I would say 3. It was 3 shots.
When did it happen?
It's happening now.
Okay.
So I believe the girl is hurt.
And you're coming from 273 William Nye Drive?
Yes. And the girl is hurt because she was like bleeding profusely, like blood everywhere.
Okay. Do you see or hear anything else?
Yeah, she's trying to get away and they're holding her. She's being held hostage. Like they brought her, the guy that was fighting her, she ran outside naked and then he was fighting her outside. And then there was another commotion. She tried to get away. He dragged her back in the house. So now they're at the door, literally fighting. She's trying to get out. He's refusing to let her out. And it's like 7 guys in the house. There's also a child in danger as well because she has a baby.
Okay, you said the female is naked?
Yeah, she's naked and she's bleeding profusely from her head.
Okay. Can you give me a description of the male?
The male is like has like a caramel complexion, low haircut.
Is he black, white, Hispanic, or Asian?
He's black and he drives. I believe.
What color shirt and pants do he have on?
Regular blue jeans and like a regular t-shirt.
Well, before I get into that, is this a business house or an apartment?
This is a house, and I think you guys should get here quick because this girl he's really hitting her, and it's a child involved. There is like 7 guys in the house, and they all have guns. You guys need to hurry and get here before she doesn't make it.
Ma'am, we already have help organized for her. What's the phone number you're calling from? Exactly what happened?
There's a situation going on at this house. There's 7 guys that live here, and they're basically, I'm not sure if they're running some type of sex traffic. This individual, she's a 5'2", light-skinned female, black hair. She ran outside naked, bleeding from her face. She tried to get away. She was dragged back into the house, and they're holding her hostage. And then there was a baby involved. So this situation is really serious, and he's punching her. If you guys don't get her, she's going to be really hurt.
What it do, YouTube? Is Coffee tapping back in with some updates. And RIP young Scooter, we saw the other day his son just heated, going off on social network, calling out Atlanta PD. Said his best friend was gone. RIP Pops, man. It's so sad, straight up. And now you hear this call, right? Well, now you're about to hear why his son is so heated, and this is some for real deal bullish.
Discuss 2 events this evening. The first being from the 200 block of William Nye Drive in Zone 3. Officers responded to a dispute with a weapon. It was advised in the call remarks that shots were fired and a female was dragged back into the location. Once officers arrived, they knocked on the door. A male opened the door and immediately shut the door on the officers. The officers then established a perimeter During the process of establishing the perimeter, 2 males fled out of the rear of the house. 1 male returned back into the house. The other male jumped 2 fences as he was fleeing. When officers located him on the other side of the fence, he appeared to have suffered an injury to his leg. Officers rendered aid, and he was transported to Grady Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. That male is going to be a 39-year-old male out of Atlanta. Just to be very clear, the injury that was sustained was not via the officers on scene. It was when the male was fleeing.
Can you believe that? This was a swatter. This is some individual. You heard them. They had this elaborate story. Oh, I'm the neighborhood watch. They threw out all these keywords, that are in the news all the time. X trafficking, D-rugs, they're strapped, they got the heater. There's a domestic incident going down. There's a baby in jeopardy. The woman's lost a lot of blood, all this. And it was all capped. So the police pulled up on like a SWAT type situation. And you heard him. Dude at the crib answered the door like he ain't have nothing to hide. You know what I mean? Right? If some old off the wall ish was going down, individuals would never open a door. And then when the police was tripping, he's like, yo, let me shut this door. And they still approach the situation like it's a SWAT type deal, making a perimeter. And in the midst of it all, y'all heard that young Scooter hitting 2 fences, trying to bust a move and get up out of there, caught his femoral artery and later bled out. What a fucked up way to DIE, like straight up. And that's what's so crazy when it comes to this swatting type ish. I remember a year or 2 ago, I saw, y'all know that dude, I Show Speed. My son is a huge fan of him. Dude's funny as fuck. He got swatted a couple times. There's a lot of situations out there where it's happened to many content creators, celebrities, and all that. And it's like, with Speed, I remember they were saying because it had happened, like that's what's fucked up. For them to really have any way to try to fight back against the swatting, I believe it has to happen more than once to a certain individual or residence or something like that. Like someone tap in the comments and let me know if y'all know what I'm talking about with the protocols. Like there has to be situations where they already know, okay, this is an individual or a residence that people have swatted, so then they'll have some kind of keyword or something. I forget how exactly they do it, but the messed up part is it has to happen once or twice before they can try to do anything to stop it. And in this situation, Scooter lost his life, and I see why his son is wild heated at Atlanta PD, because initially when word of his passing came out, there wasn't much to be said other than that he died on his birthday too, on top of it all, his 39th birthday. RIP Scooter. That's just fucked up of all ways to DIE. Like what was the deal? Was this fake ass neighborhood watch punk ass SWAT caller a hater? Like she had a crush on Scooter, or Scooter bust her down and kicked her to the curb, or she was just mad because he's living his life, or I don't know, but clearly you can see she wanted law enforcement to pull up to where Scooter was at, like hot and heavy paws, ready to do damage and destruction. And this man then lost his life behind it. And I'm surprised they haven't hunted this woman down with all the technology and everything like that. Like, yo, if you dial police 911, like tap in, real talk. Have you ever accidentally pocket dialed 911? Or one time years back, my son did on an inactive phone when he was like a little kid, accidentally called 911 and we didn't know, and they pulled right up. They can locate it like nothing. But this woman done called in a fake ass fucked up situation. Again, all the keywords: domestic, X trafficking, weapons, bleeding, a child in danger, all that, to create a deadly situation. and they're looking for her. They can't find her and haven't found her yet. And what I want to know, when they do find her, they better find her, right? Is, will she get charged in some type of a relation to a homicide, a manslaughter, criminally negligent homicide, something like? I wonder if there was something in the law books for her to be held accountable for Scooter's death. Like, this is so twisted, so fucked up. Of all the, like, think about that, the astronomical odds to DIE on your birthday, and for it to come from some bogus flunkery like this is just bunk as hell, man. And I feel his son's pain. I feel anyone, you know, related to the situation's pain. Like, this is absolutely terrible, man. RIP young Scooter. Share your thoughts, y'all, and anyone that knows what I'm talking about with them protocols and all that. And then real quick, before we close it on all out, right, everyone's been hearing about this Lil Baby situation. What was it, a month ago? Was it maybe 2 months ago? We saw the police calling Lil Baby out by name, right? That he was accountable for the death of two kids, I believe, teenagers, youth. And they were saying, you know, Lil Baby went and antagonized a rival gang shooting a video in their hood, and he knew that this would cause issues and all that. And there was word of someone from jail calling in, like some kind of shot caller, calling in hits on people and stuff like that. And then we see this individual who is tied to the gang unit or whatever saying that there's testimony going on right now in wiretaps. This was just a few hours back. I'm sure everyone's reporting on this, that Lil Baby allegedly had some tickets on some individuals' heads, and that 4PF, which, you know, Lil Baby tried to change the name of 4PF. I mean, he did, but y'all know how that goes, right? Like Yo Gotti with the CMG tried to, I don't even think he changed the letters. He just tried to call it something else or whatever. But at the end of the day, man, I think this is going to be a state RICO. Again, there's only a few states that have RICO statutes, and that's what the YSL case was, Georgia. I think Lil Baby would be a Georgia state RICO. I'm not sure if it's the feds or not, but I believe it seems to be a state RICO. And if that's the case, after they made a mess of the YSL case, you got to wonder if prosecutors will be urged to have their ish together. Like, the YSL case was just too large. The court couldn't handle everything that came with the case. Hell, it took 3 judges to see the case through, and in the end they got 1 conviction from Dugga pleading out. And I don't know, man, like, that's the only thing right now seeming that could be somewhat of good news for Lil Baby, is that I believe it would be a state RICO. I'm not 100% on that, but that seems to be the case, and I'm sure that's what Lil Baby is hoping for, you know what I mean? But I don't know, man. RIP Scooter. Comment your thoughts on the 4PF Lil Baby situation, man. All that gang ish when it comes to Lil Baby, we always know that's a quick way to get a RICO. So subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. It's Coffee. Look forward to talking to y'all. Be safe, everyone. Stay focused. And I'm up out here.